Hi folks, you're very welcome to the Ladies Football Show, brought to you by Lidl Ireland. We're here in LGFA HQ in Dublin, and my guests this evening are Bronagh O'Donnell, the former Armagh All-Star, and Katrina Connolly from Sligo, who just so happens to be the Galway goalkeeping coach at the moment. Ladies, thanks for coming in, great to see you. It's we were just chatting off air before we got underway, doing a bit of research on the two of you earlier on today. And Bronagh, it just so happens that you know plenty about each other, and you've played against each other in the stadium across the road here.
Yeah, we played against each other in the junior final in 2005. So yeah, Katrina was goalie that day, and I was in the backs for Armagh.
What are your memories from that day?
I suppose it is very long ago now, but very good memories. I suppose we were lucky on that day that we were just a point or two to the good. Just the whole experience of All-Ireland final day and Croke Park is something that you never forget, and anyone that experiences it is very, very lucky. So the build up to it kind of is exciting, and then on the day and you're trying to concentrate as much as you can on the football, but once that's over, then it's all about kind of just taking in the atmosphere and enjoying where you are and trying to remember it and appreciate it.
Absolutely. Katrina, you have won an All-Ireland medal as well, so you know what that feeling is like too.
Yeah, we won it in 2006, so that was our third year in a row there. So we lost to Kildare in 2004, to Armagh in 2005, and came out on top in 2006. Was
it that hunger that drove you forward again? You know, it's not easy to lose finals, obviously, to come back and to come back again.
No, actually, I think the first one was hard, but I think the second one was harder because that was your second year there, and then I think because it was your second year losing, you were kind of going, are we going to make it a third time? And we regrouped, and that was our main goal, was to get to Croke Park, and we got there and came out on top, thankfully.
Katrina, we'll talk later on about your role with Galway, but we'll stick with your native county for now because it was a good weekend for Sligo. They're through to a semi-final against Tyrone in the Intermediate Championship. I was down in Limerick yesterday, and your successor between the sticks, Noelle Gormley, was sensational. Oh yeah,
she had some great saves, and at crucial times that kept them in it, because I think about the first 10 minutes of the second half, Wicklow came out at them, yeah. But fair play to Noelle, she kept them out, and I think, was it maybe about 15 minutes into the game, they went up and scored a goal, so they were kind of back on top again. But no, it's great for Sligo. This is their third year in a row now again in the All-Ireland semi-final, and we got beaten by Tyrone last year, and hopefully now this year, even though we've lost a few players from last year, but it's great to see Stephanie back and Alicia Codd. It was super to see the old wise heads there that pushed them forward.
Katie Walsh was exceptional too.
Had a great game. Herself and Stephanie linked up really well yesterday. I think they had maybe 2 goals they linked up perfectly on. I think it was 2, if not 3. But it was great though.
Katrina, you know Noelle on and off the pitch because you're from obviously very, very close by to each other. And her backstory as well, Noelle's backstory has been fairly well documented with serious illness and coming back to play. Are you still in touch? Are you still? Oh yeah,
Noelle would be a good friend of mine. Yeah, me and Noelle played on the same club in Sligo, so I know Noelle well. And the last 2 years I was in Sligo helping her out with the goalkeeping, and she's got nominated 2 years in a row. So let's hope she gets the All-Star this year, because she's had some great games and really deserves it. But it's super to see her back, because I didn't think she'd be playing for the Connacht final because she was so sick there. But no, it's super to see her back between the posts.
Katrina, before we go on to talk about Bronagh, before we go on to talk about your very interesting role off the pitch and the job you do, so I'm going to talk to you a little bit about Galway and the work you're doing alongside Stephen Glennon there. It's Mayo next Sunday in the senior quarter final, a game that's fixed for Dr. Hyde Park in Roscommon, a venue you'll be very familiar with, 3 o'clock. What's the feeling in the Galway camp ahead of this game?
Again, it's a repeat of the Connacht final, but in Galway we're taking it one step at a time. So we've got over Waterford, got over Westmeath, and now Mayo is next. So we've beat them in the Connacht final, but that's nothing on championship. This is knockout. So
it really
Mayo
counts for nothing, doesn't it?
No, not a thing. Not in senior championship. So it's do or die on Sunday. So I do honestly believe, hand on my heart, that Galway will come out, but you can't underestimate Mayo.
Yeah.
And they never ever give up.
Because
Never give up.
Galway beat Mayo in the Connacht final last year, and we all saw where Mayo ended up later in the season. How did the role come about for you, Katrina?
Well, I was involved with Sligo the last 2 years. So Stephen had heard I was playing in Galway, so he gave me a call before Christmas. So I was a little apprehensive about doing it, because coming from a player that I wasn't coached really when I was playing, I just made mistakes and I learned from them. So, but being with Sligo was different. I was helping out a good friend of mine, and it was my home county, and Paddy was my previous manager, so it was a little bit easier. So you're kind of stepping into the unknown. So I was kind of in two minds if I was going to do it, but I said I'll step out of my comfort zone and go in and see, and lucky enough, it's going really well.
You know, it's not easy to do that, to step out of your comfort zone. Katrina, how much of a challenge was it for you, and how long did it take you to feel comfortable and at ease in the role?
It took a good couple of weeks to get to know all their names, and God, they all look alike. Jeez, I thought I had them all, and then next thing they come out in a different jersey or whatever it is. But no, I must admit now, I'm so glad I did it. I absolutely love it. But like, the talent that's in Galway is something else. You've got Tracy, Roisin Leonard, the Wards, Sinead Burke. They're absolutely fantastic. I can't understand how they haven't been in Croke Park for the last couple of years, the talent that they have. And winning under 16 minor All-Irelands the last couple of years. But they're bursting with talent. And I really hope they can make it to Croke Park this year.
I watched I was at a couple of the games this year, the underage games, minor A final, under 16A.
Yeah.
There really is a conveyor belt there,
Yeah,
Katrina.
oh, definitely. And as I said, that was only to name a few. I could sit here and name all 30 of them, do you know, but they're just, and they're such a lovely bunch to work with, do you know. I think Dervla was there last year, but actually Dervla's gone travelling. But the girls that have come in, the 3 keepers, they're just so easy to work with, so willing to learn and listen to what you have to say, and they've improved so much in the last 6 months.
Okay.
Super, so it is.
Well, look, we'll come back to you in a little while, Katrina. We might get Stephen Glennon starting 15 off you as well. That's a joke. Bronagh, back to yourself. Armagh bowed out of the championship on Saturday. They had a heavy beating against Donegal in the Ulster final. But, died with their boots on Saturday. It was a vast improvement on performance on anything we'd seen previously from them this year.
Yeah, definitely. And, they would have felt that they had something to prove, and that the result on Ulster final probably to them wasn't a reflection of where they were at. So Armagh always loves being the underdog. They don't necessarily deal that well with pressure of being favourites. So when they feel, or we feel we have something to prove, that's when they really get going. And I suppose, given what happened in the Ulster final, it would be difficult for Donegal to maybe think that it would have been as close as it was. But I know in the heads of the Armagh girls that they knew exactly what they were going out to do, and they played really well, and they just were a little bit shy at the end.
Yeah, does that give the team real confidence to come back next year?
Yeah, definitely.
When you're written off so much as they were, and you're up against a team that is regarded as a potential dark horse to win the All-Ireland, to perform so well.
Yeah, no, totally. It'll give them heart for coming into the winter months, and whenever the hard work starts again, it's about kind of reflecting and thinking of those days, and knowing that no matter what people say about you or what the papers are that right, that you have to know and believe in the team that you have and the qualities that you have around you. And it just goes to show, just because you've won a bad day in an Ulster final, it doesn't mean that you have to carry that on.
Is there a real motivation there, Bron, because you were operating at a time when you were trying to make that big breakthrough? Is that when you're regarded maybe as a smaller fish in the pond, that you want to strive to be better and to get up the grades and up the ranks?
Yeah, totally. I mean, I think in Armagh we wouldn't think that we're a small fish in a big pond anymore. That, you know,
having contested senior All-Ireland semi-finals the last few years.
Well, yeah, and yeah, definitely like lots of semi-finals over the last while, and have been unlucky in a couple of them. The quality's still there, the hard work's still being done. When you think of a lot of the players who were even there whenever my days many moons ago, they're still performing really well, and you know the quality's still there, boasted by, you know, some new people onto the panel. They would put a lot of work in underage in Armagh as well, like every other county. But you just need one or two good players coming in every year just to keep things going and keep things fresh. But the management team and that have all put in serious amount of hard work. So yeah, they should be very proud of themselves.
Yeah, absolutely. Some of our viewers will know, some mightn't be aware that you're twin sister.
Yeah.
And we played for Armagh as well alongside you. That must have been great.
Yeah, it was. It has moments now. We always knew how to give each other good criticism, I suppose.
Constructive criticism.
Yes, we knew how to take it. No, it was amazing. It was always good to have someone there on the pitch, who you were so close to. If things maybe weren't going well, you know, we knew the right thing to say to each other to push each other on. But yeah, it was great to experience all that we did, you know, with each other.
Or could you confide in each other if you're going maybe through a bad patch of form, or, you know, what do you think I should do, or any advice here or there?
Yeah, no, we would talk all the time, and have some, and had and still have some very good friends on the team. I think when you spend that much time together as a team, you know, the team becomes your main friends. Your social life is training and stuff like that. So maybe, yeah, I know, totally, you become so close. But definitely myself and Alma have always and still are very close. And we would chat to each other and, you know, kind of talk about what we're feeling or what we think, and get the other person's advice. It really helped.
So you're both living in Dublin as well?
Yeah, both in Dublin now.
Your job, just I was fascinated to read a little about it earlier on. If you can tell viewers what exactly you do and the great work that you do.
Yeah, well, I'm an audiologist. I work with children, so we kind of test children's hearing, from newborns right up to 18-year-olds, diagnose hearing loss, and then fit them with hearing aids and kind of monitor their progression then the whole way through. So
okay.
It's good.
Must be fascinating and very rewarding, I'd say.
It can be very,
when there are maybe breakthrough moments or... Exactly.
I mean, you deal with, I suppose, tough moments when you have to tell parents that their child, usually they're 2-month-old, can't necessarily hear. But so you've got, you know, bad days with tears, but then also good days with tears when, you know, you fit hearing aids and the child reacts to their parents' voice for the first time and that, so it balances itself out. But yeah, no, you get to see the children grow with you, and try and deny that you're not getting any older, but if you see the children getting bigger and bigger, it's hard to forget about that.
Yeah, it must be a kind of an emotional job at times as well, Bronagh, because I've been through the kind of experience of having 2 little boys and getting that hearing test initially done, and the relief you feel when they say, yeah, everything's okay, but to break the news to a parent that it's not okay, that must be quite difficult.
It's not easy, but I suppose like everything, you get used to it, and you kind of find ways of breaking the news that are in the right way, I suppose, or the right language for the parents to take on board. And it's about, you know, giving them that news, but then giving them the constant support then afterwards. It takes a while for it to sink in, and then the questions come, and then, you know, at least with hearing loss, we have, you know, very good prognosis, and we know that no matter what the hearing's like in the child, that there's something that we can do.
There's always a potential solution. Might not always work, but there is always hope.
Exactly. So while it can be very hard news and devastating news at times, that the future is always a lot brighter. And I suppose about getting that across to the parents in the right time, in the right place. Okay.
Bronagh, was it work that brought you to Dublin? You've been living here a while now.
Yeah. Work, I trained and worked in Belfast for years, and then moved down to Dublin in 2008, so 10 years now.
10 years now, yeah,
a long time. So
I suppose, look, the city has changed so much, and football has changed so much. We had a huge attendance across the road last September for the All-Ireland finals. Do you kind of watch it from afar now, or do you take a keen interest, or have you said to yourself, look, I had my time and I just want to devote my energies to other things now?
No, I definitely keep a keen interest. I probably don't get to go to as many matches as I should and I could, but I suppose that's the benefit of it being on TG4. It's great that you don't need to travel down the country. You can just turn on the TV, and I know loads of people who do that, and it was amazing. I always go to the All-Ireland finals day, and the crowd last year was amazing. It was just so good to see for women's sport in general, but especially ladies Gaelic. It just shows, I suppose, the hard work that's been put in, on all levels, and the progress that women's sport is making. It's really great to see.
Well, when you guys were playing, maybe it's an open question for both of you, and I know you're still playing, so don't take that as an insult in any way, Katrina, but did you ever think we'd see a day like last September, that we'd get to that stage where we're breaking records and having such huge crowds?
I think so. I think that we shouldn't put kind of caps on what our expectations are going to be.
Great, yeah.
And I suppose ladies football has been such a a fast growing and extensively growing sport for a long time now. And maybe it took a little bit of time for the wider kind of sporting world to realise that, but I think people within ladies Gaelic know the potential it has, and know that it's an exciting game to watch for anyone to watch, be it the GAA fans or not. And there's the whole GAA community thing that people come out and support their local club, their local county. So I think that this is only the start of it, or a continuation, definitely.
Yeah. Trying to Galway would bring a crowd, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
Sligo might be here as well, you never know.
Please God, now I'll be here for the
But look,
information.
you make no secret of the fact, and Stephen hasn't, and he did a very good piece recently actually talking about the mentality of, we need to, embrace the challenge, like that this is where you want to be in September.
Oh God, yeah, and I'm sure you're the same, Bronagh, from a very young age when you start playing first, Croke Park is the place you dream of playing. Like, there's a lot of kids that probably won't even get the opportunity, and I know I'm very lucky. Yourself, Bronagh, I played here 4 or 5 times. 5 times. I was 93 was the first time I played here. I played half time before the Cork and Mayo semi-final, the men's, the mini sevens.
Yeah.
And never thought I'd see the day that I'd actually get to play in All-Ireland. And actually it was probably the most overwhelming experience to come out, actually to see the Garda escort from City West to Croke Park was just something else. I actually cried the whole way, and even into the dressing room. So needless to say, I wasn't great that day in goal, but no, it's probably one of the best feelings and one of the best days of your life, and I'm lucky that I actually have a gold medal out of it too.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we have a call out to clubs to apply to play in those exhibition games at half time, and there's a club up in St. Canis in Dungiven and Derry who send a busload every year. It's just a tradition now, so it can become that an annual thing, and I think that's where we're actually heading for, is that it's a date on your calendar that no matter who's involved, you're going to be here.
Yeah, well, actually we were the same. I remember coming up watching Laois, Monaghan, Mayo. I was up for we used to get a bus from our club, or we play in the sevens, so it'd either be the sevens or we come up the day of the All-Ireland, and we come up and watch the games, and it was a super day. Really was a super day.
Yeah, we would have come as younger.
Yeah.
You might be on a different bus now coming in on the 16th of September, who knows. Folks, we'll wrap it up with some happy memories again. You were both on an All-Star tour together as well, which is just another one of those coincidences that we've stumbled across here this evening. 2008, was it?
2006 and 8.
And 8, you're on 2 All-Star tours together.
I got on the 2006 as a replacement All-Star, and then I won the All-Star to go on 2006 I was replacement. 2008 I won the All-Star, so to get to go. Yeah.
Those trips are amazing. A great reward for players as well.
Yeah,
definitely, and it was super memories. Just 10, 12 years ago.
Okay.
You make such good friends. I mean, you never forget it, and it's such a good thing for the LGFA to do for the players. I think it's it's a really good reward.
Excellent.
They're great trips.
And what goes on tour stays on tour is always the motto,
Exactly,
isn't it?
yeah.
So we won't ask
talked
any
very
further
little about that,
questions
didn't
on that. Bronagh O'Donnell, it's been great having you in, and Katrina,
Thank you, no problem.
absolutely fantastic to have you in as well.
Thank you.
Katrina Connolly, and all the best on Sunday.
Yeah, good luck.
Galway play Mayo in the TG4 senior quarter final. That's a deferred showing actually at 7 o'clock later on in the evening. Dublin and Kerry is live at 5 p.m. So that's the Ladies Football Show for this week. We'll be back to review and preview same time next week. The show's been brought to you by Lidl Ireland. Hope you enjoyed it. See you next week. Bye bye.